Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to Vidyaniketan Public School's India Insight. It's a quiz that was conceptualized by the founder principal of the school, Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, way back in 2004. It was her vision and foresight that we should have the youth of this nation extremely positive about our own country and knowledgeable as they will prepare themselves to move across the whole world. Today, that vision is so true as youngsters travel all over the world, not just to work, but to study further as well. Here today, moving into this quiz that has been created to celebrate India, we have a young Indian, a passionate one at that, as our host. She is an alumnus of NITK Surathkal, took to quizzing as her career, the only lady across Asia to do it professionally. She was recently acknowledged by the Business Today group as 40 among 40 for the year 2020 for her contributions to education and to the world of content creation. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello and welcome to all of you to this first semi-final of India Insight Quiz, the senior category. We have had some amazing quizzes in the junior category and now it's time to begin the semi-finals with the senior category. Let me invite Mr. Vijay Krishna Rajagopal, an erudite leader and the director of the Vidyaniketan Public School, to join us. He has over 15 years of experience as an academic and an educator. He holds a master's degree in education with honors from the University of Western Australia. A very good quizzer himself, he is the world runner-up of the World Teachers Quiz. Mr. Vijay, if you could please join us and share your thoughts.
Dear students, welcome to India Insight online quiz. We are really happy that we are able to host the India Insight quiz online. This quiz was conceptualized in the year 2004 by our founder principal, late Srimati Prema Rajagopal. As a school, we always believed that children need to be instilled with the values and traditions of our great country. And this was the genesis of India Insight. We are really happy to note that many schools from the country are taking part. Also, there are many schools from abroad that are sending their students to participate in this global event. I wish all the students the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vijay. These kids have done really well so far. Let me introduce them to you and then get cracking with the semi-final. First up, I have Malvika Vinod. Malvika is from Indian Educational School in Kuwait. Following her is Johan Premjit. He's from the Indian Community School, Kuwait. And up next is Ashwin Pillai. He's from the Indian Educational School, Kuwait as well. And completing our lineup is Vismaya. From Indian Educational School, Kuwait. Yes, you are right. This year, the India Insight Quiz has gone global. And this is the semi-final for all the students who took part from the Middle East region. It's sort of coincidental that all of them are from Kuwait. It wasn't anything that we planned for. It's just that these kids have done really well and they have qualified to the semi-final here today. All right, kids, you know the rules of the game, but let me quickly go through once more. Scoring pattern is plus 50 minus 50. All the questions on the buzzer. If you press the buzzer while I'm still reading out the question, I will stop reading the question because you are indicating to me that you know the answer by pressing the buzzer. Only single attempt on all the questions. No two attempts allowed. Every question will stay alive or valid for about 5 seconds. And after that, the time would have lapsed and I will move to the next question. The rest of the rules and the buzzer rules are already explained to you. So let me not consume more time on that and move into the first round of the quiz. India at a glance. Here we go. So kids, this is an oral round, but on your screen, you will see a couple of keywords that will come from the question that I'm reading out. It's up to you. You want to read the keywords and give me the answer. It's up to you. You want to wait for me to complete the reading of the question. The decision is still yours. The risk is yours and the decision is yours. Bear that in mind when you decide to press the buzzer. Good luck to all of you. Do well. One thing to bear in mind, all you kids, is that 1 out of the 4 of you will qualify to that world final. So keep that at the back of your head while you take part in this semi-final. All right. Question number 1 on your screens now. If we revisit time, which place given as Guru Dakshina by the Pandavas and Kauravas to their Guru thus gets its name? Okay, no one going on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time lapsing. The answer I was looking for is Gurgaon. Gurgaon, from somewhere close to Delhi, is what Pandavas and Kauravas gave as a Guru Dakshina, and hence it got its name. Moving on to the second question of this quiz on your screens now. Which city in India gets its name from the 2 rivers Asi and Varuna? Come on, this is workable. I believe that the art of deduction is very, very important in the quiz. Vismaya, go ahead.
Varanasi.
Varanasi, absolutely right. Getting a plus 50 on that. Moving on, question number 3 on your screens now. Starting his career as a goalkeeper in school, whose goalkeeping skills between the post prompted his coach to ask him to do something else, and the rest is history. Someone we all know. It doesn't matter whether you're residing in India or not. Go ahead, Vismaya.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Plus 50. Absolutely right. Getting a plus 50 on that again is Vismaya, and he's now on 100. Wow, doing very well. And we're only in the first round of this quiz. The last question of this round. Here we go. Which island in India is believed to have got its name from Hanuman? Come on, think. Okay, 5 seconds of time lapsing. The answer I was looking for, the Andaman Islands. Andaman gets its name from Hanuman. Okay, moving on to the second round of this quiz. Incredible India. Here we go. Okay guys, what I have for you now are a couple of visuals, 4 more visuals in this particular round. I will have corresponding questions that will go along with the visuals. It's up to you, however, if you want to press the buzzer just by looking at the visual and give me the answer. The decision is yours, the risk is yours. I keep repeating this in all my quizzes, but it is true because what you may give me as an answer may not necessarily be the question that I'm asking. So be very careful with what you're going to do and your strategies in this round. Scoring pattern remains the same. The first visual from Incredible India on your screens now. What is this designed after? It's the Hawa Mahal from Jaipur. I give you that. But what is it designed after? Johan, go ahead.
A honeycomb.
Honeycomb, he says. Wow, that gives him a minus 50. It is actually designed after the crown of Lord Krishna. If you look at it closely, there is a tapering effect where as you go as you go higher the Hawa Mahal, and that entire thing is designed after the crown of Lord Krishna. He takes a -50 on that. No problem. There are many more questions to go. You can easily cover it up and move into the positive scores. Moving on, question number 2 on your screens now. Identify the actor who is with Mahatma Gandhi. Ashwin, go ahead.
Satyajit Ray.
Satyajit Ray. Well, -50 on that. This was a trick question. I don't really blame you, but I actually compliment you for trying or attempting this question. The answer, Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, an iconic photograph with Mahatma Gandhi. All right, moving on. The third question of this round on your screens now. Identify the sports star. Vismaya, go ahead.
Mithali Raj.
Mithali Raj, another +50. Vismaya is now on 150 points, doing very well. The last question of this round on your screens now. Identify this famous singer. I said famous singer. If you are an Indian, you must know this name. Oh, what a miss. No one trying. 5 seconds of time lapsing on that. The answer I was looking for, Lata Mangeshkar. Lata Mangeshkar could have given you +50. And no, age does not matter. If you're an Indian, you should definitely know this singer. She is a sensation or has been a legend as far as the music industry in India is concerned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly give you the scores and then we'll move on with this quiz. As of now, we have Vismaya on 150. Johan and Ashwin are both on -50, but I wouldn't comment so soon on those scores because there's a lot more quizzing that's remaining and they can easily make it up and move into the positives. Malavika is still on nil. If you ask me, it's a very good place to be. It's easier to build into a positive score when you're on nil. All right, guys, now I would be handing you over to Pick Brain and he will be taking you forward with the rest of the rounds of this quiz. Pick Brain, can I please request you to join us?
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you so much. I think it's a really exciting situation here as we look at this quiz. We've got Vismaya on 150. That's a fairly good score to reach very quickly in a semi-final like this. I think the others are going to challenge him for sure. Malavika on nil, like you said, is a good position to be in. She's not really lost turf. The others, Ashwin and John, have to do a little bit of work. I'm sure everyone's going to give it their best shot to try and get back into this final. But for the moment, after those 2 rounds from young Rashmi Furtado, she's no new face with all of you from Kuwait, and it's a country where she's hosted quizzes in the past. For now, of course, we'll move on with this Kuwait semi-final at India Insight as we progress into the next frontier, India in a World. Here it comes. It's a round where I'm going to typically show you a clue and you're going to get a set of boxes on your screen which indicates the number of letters in your answer. Typically, the answer would be a one word and all you got to tell me is what's the good word, so to say. And if you are able to crack that one word, you get a +50. If you get it wrong, you get a -50. The number of boxes indicate the number of letters in the answer. For example, if your answer is India, you would get 5 boxes on your screen. Alright, good to go. Starting with the first one on your screens now. The Falaknuma Palace is in this particular city of India. It's a famous place known for its history. A big, beautiful city with a fascinating, Malavika is giving it a shot. famous city with a lot of history, the Falaknuma Palace. Yes. Your mic is off, Malavika. Yes, go on.
Is it Ahmedabad?
Oh, Ahmedabad, calculation-wise may still fit in. The answer is Hyderabad. The Falaknuma Palace is in Hyderabad. She gets a minus 50, but none of them are going to give up as we go to the next one. The buzzers might go very quickly on this one on your screens. Now, Pandit Ravi Shankar is famously known for playing this instrument. Who's going for it? Is someone playing it? It is Johan who's giving it a shot. Go on.
Flute.
The flute. Wow. Oh, can you just repeat that?
Flute.
A little louder, Johan.
Flute.
We'll give you a minus 50. Well, Pandit Ravi Shankar played the sitar. And that is the answer I would have expected from you. As we go to the next one on your screens now. It is the only city in India to be named after a businessman. He's a famous man known to be one of the founding fathers of the Tata Group in India. The city is a tribute to this great man, a legend. All you got to tell me is the name of the city. Ashwin's going for it.
Jamshedpur.
Very well played. Can I have that again from you? A little louder, young man.
Jamshedpur.
Is perfectly correct. He'll get himself a 50 for Jamshedpur and negate the negative that he had earlier. As we go to the final one on your screens now. It's a denomination that is derived from a Sanskrit word for small. In the olden days, it was a common reference to the smaller denomination of the Indian currency. What were they called? Johan is going for it.
Anna.
Is correct. Oh, he's also playing well again. The Anna will give him a 50 as it brings him closer back to where he was earlier. But with 150, Vismaya's looking good and he's not doing anything to get himself negatives. As we're going to move into the penultimate frontier, Vismaya's still in the lead. The others are trying to catch up. It's time to have a few stories from across India. Here it comes. As we are going to pick action on this round where we're going to have stories from across India, I'm in fact reminded of Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, the lady who conceptualized this quiz way back in time, and it was actually in 2004 that this quiz came into existence simply because she loved storytelling. And she always believed in this method of education where when children are told stories, they remember it. And in her memory and in her vision of teaching children with stories, which is a common thing today, and I'm talking way back in 2004, we have a round called Stories of India. So you're going to get two parts of a story appearing on your screen. Only one attempt is allowed, 50 the value. So quickly read the two parts of the story that appear and you got to give me an answer. 50, you get it right. 50 if you get it wrong. The first story on your screen now. I am an extremely famous location known as the Taj of the Deccan. I am a Muslim that was commissioned by Aurangzeb for his wife. Often referred to by many as the Black Taj. How does India know me if I am located at Aurangabad? Lot of clues in the story of India. It's a famous structure that I'm talking to you about. Nobody on that. Time lapsing on the question. The answer that I was looking for is Bibi Ka Maqbara. It's a very famous structure in Aurangabad, a replica of the Taj in a sense that Aurangzeb wanted to build for his wife. Well, so none of them getting that right as we move on to the next one on your screens. The second story coming up now. I am a Muslim of Muhammad Adil Shah. A famous whispering gallery that can echo the faintest of whispers is something that you would find here. It's an architectural marvel from the olden days of Indian history. And it is a fascinating location when it comes to sound engineering. Which great structure with a fantastic dome am I talking about? From the history of India, a dome with a whispering gallery. 5 seconds of time ticking away, Ashwin. Go on, he's giving it a try.
It's me, right?
That's you, Ashwin. Yes, go on.
Is it Golgambas?
That's a good answer. Oh, he gets himself a 50 just in the nick of time. And Gol Gumbas is an absolutely right answer. As we go to the next one, on your screens, here's your story now. It is not so popularly known by its older variation, which was known as Pachisi. It was a famous indoor game that can even be traced back to the days of the Mahabharata, where people would play on this game. It was very famous during the days of the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and is believed to have been a huge pastime for all of these people, especially when there was no war, which otherwise was one of their core occupations. Ashwin is going for it.
Ludo?
Is a very, very good answer. Oh, cracker! The history of Ludo. Can I have that a little louder from you?
Ludo.
Perfect. That's a brilliant answer. He gets himself another 50. Well, he's putting up a fight here as Ashwin. He's reached 100. Vishmaya still on 150. Another 50 to Ashwin, and the pressure is going to change completely here as we go to the last one on your screens now. I became the first president of independent India. Ashwin is quick on the buzzer. Go ahead, young man.
Rajendra Prasad.
A little louder.
Rajendra Prasad.
Is perfectly correct. Oh, he's got the 50 that he required. He's on 150. I can see a smile on Vismaya's face. He knows that he should have gone for a couple of these possibly. But I tell you what, let's take a look at that scorecard here. It's a brilliant battle that we are witnessing between these wonderful 4 youngsters. All of them from Kuwait. And of course, they do a lot more of world history. And India is something that they belong to, their heart belongs to. It's not necessarily as much curriculum as it is for your kids in India. But superbly battling here with 2 of them on 150. 1 round still to go. It's at the moment looking like Ashwin versus Vismaya. But then, Malvika Johan can do just what Ashwin has currently done. They've got to play it and play out of their skin. As we move to the final frontier of our game here today, it's time to play what we call India Inspired. Here it comes. On the final frontier, I'm going to show you multiple images. It will lead you to one inspirational story or answer from India. It could be a person, it could be a program, it could be anything. 50 the value, plus or minus, is in your hands. Here's the first one coming up now. Here we go. It was a famous initiative that was started in India. Someone's gone for it. It's Ashwin. Oh boy, oh boy.
Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
A little louder.
Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
Will, for the first time in this semi-final, put Ashwin in the lead. Oh, he is making a huge comeback here. He's on 200. Vismaya now needs to pull out something. The next one on your screens now. All of these are different names, and that is Vismaya. Oh, he didn't want to wait. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And all the rest of the clues. What does it lead you to? Go ahead.
Wings of fire.
You got to give me a better answer. It's just fire that will lead you to wings of fire. Why would I show you a snake? Why would I show you the other clues? Well, what he does not want is a minus 50. And what he ends up with is a minus 50. Oh, Vismaya. Pressure playing on him. He now needs to get the next 2. Ashwin's turned it on in style here today. Well, these are all the names of India's missiles. Agni, Trishul, Nag, all of these, and Prithvi, which is earth, are all the names of India's missiles. And of course, Dr. Kalam is the father of India's missile program, often known as the Missile Man of India. 2 questions to go. Ashwin's now going to watch this very carefully because he's leading with a spare of 100 with that negative going into Vismaya. Penultimate question on your screen now. All of these would lead you to a great Indian. Johan is going for it.
Mahatma Gandhi.
How do you say that?
Ben Kingsley played Mahatma Gandhi in the movie Gandhi.
Okay.
And the woman is Kasturba Gandhi.
All right.
And I'm clueless about the third person.
All right. That is still leading you to the film Gandhi itself. That is Richard Attenborough, who made the film Gandhi. But superb. Ben Kingsley. It's really nice to see youngsters knowing people like Ben Kingsley. He would be happy. One of my all-time favorite actors is Sir Ben Kingsley. Well, Gandhi gives you a 50, and the final question of the first semi-final on your screens now. There's a Nobel symbol on your screen. Child labor, free India. Rug mark. It's a very interesting connection to all of these that will lead you to a great Indian. A Nobel on your screen as a clue. Someone's taking a risk at it. Ashwin! Oh! Boy, he's on 200 and, well, yes.
Kailash Satyarthi?
Is that an answer or is that a question? It looks like there's a question mark after what you said.
It's an answer because he received the Nobel Prize in 2014, and he received it because of he was responsible for fighting against child labor and education for girls.
This young boy Ashwin is brilliant. Oh, well played, Ashwin. Look at that joy on his face. He's got 250 and he's really upstaged Vismaya, who did superbly well in the first half of the quiz. Rashmi is going to be really surprised that Vismaya lost from that position of strength, but he should have pressed more often, and I think he knows that. He's smiling, and that's the sporting spirit you need. You win some, you lose some. The result does not matter, but the learning part is important, and his smile says it all. He knows, hey, I should have done better than what I did. But Ashwin grabbed the initiatives and the opportunities that came his way and did not allow himself to give up. I think at some stage, if my memory is right, he was on minus 50. And I think from minus 50, Ashwin's made a comeback to win this quiz and make it as the first entrant into the world final of India Insight 2021. Well, he's going to be among the top 4 in the world when he's going to battle and represent Kuwait in that big final of India Insight. But to all of you, from over 15,000 people who took this quiz, you are in the top 16 of the world. That in itself is a huge achievement. Your certificates that will take some time to process because that's a large number will certify your position as being part of the top 16. And of course, for young Ashwin, it's certainly going to be a top 4. Who knows? We just might be watching a world champion performing here. You never know what he's going to do in the world final. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you who've been watching this brilliant idea created by the Vidyaniketan Public School, India Insight for all Indians and those who are not Indians but understand and appreciate India wherever they are. A fascinating idea. It's been a pleasure for young Rashmi and me to bring this quiz to you and to watch such outstanding talent from outside India as well excel and progress right into the big final. But all of that, well, after the next couple of semi-finals, keep watching as we move into the next set of semi-finals. The second one will be coming up after this. But for the moment, it's time for all of us to congratulate young Ashwin from Kuwait as he marches into the world final. Till then, from me, from my young colleague Rashmi, Truly appreciate your time for watching this. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.